black Google product manager was stopped by security on the campus at work because they did not believe he worked there. Let's put up a picture of Angel Onuoha. There he is. Angel shared what happened on Twitter. Here's what Angel said. Riding my bike around Google's campus, remember, he's a manager there, and somebody called security on me because they didn't believe I was an employee. Had to get escorted by 2 security guards to verify my ID badge. Angel would go on to say, a lot of people keep DMing me asking for the full story. They ended up taking my ID badge away from me later that day, and I was told to call security if I had a problem with it. And that was after holding me up for 30 minutes, causing me to miss my bus ride home. Wow. There's another one. This was really interesting. There's another tweet. This was a response on the Twitter thread. And it says, I was on lunch in one of the micro kitchens. We're talking about on Google campus. I was on lunch in one of the micro kitchens. My radio goes off like, hey Al, when you get off of lunch, can you head over to the 2nd floor micro kitchen? A Googler just reported a suspicious individual in that area. I spent an hour looking for myself. They were reporting on him being the suspicious person. Wow. Google has been criticized for its diversity challenges in the past. In 2018, The Root reported on the company's struggles to keep black talent. In December of last year, a black woman said she was fired from the tech giant after speaking out against racism. Later that month, another black woman took to Twitter to announce her firing from the company. April Christina Curley outlined how racist Google's hiring practices were and said her efforts to recruit black talent from HBCUs were often met with resistance. Now, this is really quite unbelievable to me because the man had an ID. He had a work badge. He's on the campus. They spot him on the campus. He gets the police called on him or the security. And the security escort him out, take his badge and tell him if you got a problem, take it up with others. What's going on at Google, Adrienne?
Oh, this is great institutionalized racism. Like the fact is that it's really, Google is communicating that even if you work here, you still don't belong here. And that seems to very much be the message. And the fact that the security guards felt completely entitled to continue to perpetuate their slights and microaggressions and racism in this instance because they knew that nothing would happen to them, that management would not come down on them for this behavior and this mistreatment of this black man. So this really says how Google operates. And the thing is, I've heard this is very common among the tech giant world. But the thing is, we have to remember where there is racism, there is sexism, which is also why we see in so many tech arenas, including Google, that they have issues with women and the way in which they treat individuals who are cis or who are not cisgender, hetero norm.
Yeah, and these spaces typically are supposed to be more woke than the average corporation. And they are part of different seminars. They will have representatives come to various engagements and events to talk about diversity in the workplace, to talk about innovation, to talk about how they are changing the game and recruiting from HBCUs and making these long-lasting partnerships. But then in practice, Adrienne, in practice, we continue to see a significant disconnect between the rhetoric and reality. When is that going to change? Even with the Black Lives Matter movement, they didn't cash in. They didn't do what they said they were going to do, making all of these massive promises to contribute to the movement.
Well, we have to ask ourselves, when are we going to stop, doing this window dressing tap dance to pretend we actually care about diversity, to pretend we want to eliminate the oppression system that is racism, sexism, homophobia, and so on. Because it's a lot of these entities are out here, they're really just, again, window dressing and just pretending that they are actually doing something, but they are maintaining the oppressive power structures that have continued to elevate them and put them in positions of power.